Good evening, again, for another round. But let's change it up for today. This will be an interesting one, and it's going to be very much different. Let's start Commander. I only have 2 Commander decks, but this is one I actually made myself, and I think this one is a very good, strong, defensive Commander deck that I built. Well, let's shake down things. Let's get cracking. Opening the box is the funnest part, right? 100 cards, 1 Commander. This is called the Web's End. This is, of course, my Commander for this deck. If you kind of get the theme, it should be pretty obvious. Spiders. Ishkana. I was listening to a guy that was talking to one of his viewers, and someone was bringing up Ishkana. Well, I went through my Magic cards, a lot of them, and I noticed that I actually had an Ishkana, and I'm, getting down to the nitty-gritty here, and I noticed I had a lot of spiders just laying around. So, with this spider's ability, it's freaking amazing, actually. Delirium. Ishkana enters the battlefield with, if I'm correct, put 3/1/2 spiders tokens with reach onto the battlefield. In a commander deck, that's pretty easy to get. Reach, the defending for 5 for a 3/5, that's great. But it's this ability, which I love. Let me get up closer. Target opponent loses 1 life for each spider you control. The point taken is, you're playing a crap load of spiders. That's going to be easy to get off. Okay, well, let's start. Opening this all the way. I always keep these to separate my commander. And now, let's pull out the deck itself. 100 cards. 1 card. Nothing's a copy. Starting off with the Snow-Covered Swamp. Yeah, buddy. Savage Swipe. Great card. Target creature you control gets 2/2 until the end of turn. If its power's 2, then it fights target creature you don't control. That's good for 1. A swamp. Forest. Leyline of Abundance. It's another thing why I like to put the 1/1 counters on my defensive little spiders. Make them bigger and faster. Especially when you can start off with it on the beginning of your turn. Not too shabby at all. Whenever you tap a creature, add an additional mana. Great. Makes the deck faster. Temple of Milady. Foil. Research the Lab. The Grift. Equipment 3/3. Whenever a equipped creature attacks, it doesn't tap during its controller's untap step. Whenever the Grift gets untouched, you of course have to sacrifice it. But I mean, for 1, for 2, it's not bad for if you're using like Death Touch on a spider. Kick it up a notch and take them out with this. I mean, I know it's not worth a lot, but it does help out with the spider's attacks and defenses. Gilgate. Weaver, Changeling. Counts as a spider anyways, so it helps. And when this enters the battlefield, if you have 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, it helps with the life. Aqua Strand Spider. Another fun card. Helps a lot. Another Snow Cover Mountain. The Unholy. And when enchanted creature dies, return it to the battlefield under your control and put a 1/1 counter on it. Another thing, when a Death Touch Spider dies, bring it back with a 1/1 counter. Why not? Giant Spider. One of the original ones. I mean, it's from Amicat, but still, it's still a cheap spider to get out. It's a nice, good defensive. Forced. Growth. Why not? And it gives your little pets spiders trample with 7/7 on top of that. Look how cute is it now? Vivian Raid. Forced. Snare Spinner. Reach. When it blocks a creature with flying, it gets 2/0. 2/0, yes. Gilgari Rot Farm. Now this is good too, when especially you don't have a lot of creatures in your hand. You need to start popping some spiders. For her ability, these count as spiders as well because they are shapeshifters and changelings. And they're tokens and they count as anything, so why not? 3, tap 4, and put a 2/2 at least in play. Overcome. If you got a lot of spiders, start swinging. Plague Wind to clear the board, at least from your opponent. Start swinging with those crazy little spiders. If we can't get Ishkana's ability off. A lot of mana, as you can see. At least one stupid flyer in this deck. Swarm of the Bloodflies. This can really get crazy. Especially your spiders start dying. Your little swarm goes off, and then this little guy helps. The only card, I think I got one other card that's not a spider, but they're insects. I kept everything insect-based or spider. So there's like 2 or 3 spider insects in this spider deck, and this is one of them. And of course, this is probably maybe the only thing that has flying in this deck. Spinal Centipede, just to get the 1/1 counter on a spider. And it's not a bad 3/2 for a 3-drop. Now, I'm surprised they made like a little miniature Ishkana, but it's built into a Rot Whittle pack. I actually really love this card. For a 2/4 for 4, exile a creature card from your graveyard. Create a 1/2 spider creature token with reach. And then for an opponent loses 1 life for each spider you control. If you can't get Ishkana off, this little guy will do it for you as well. For each one you see, 10 see you. I love the flavor text on that. And I love that card actually for an uncommon. Here's your big beat stick that can attack. Goliath Spider from Ravnica, the original Ravnica. That's actually when I started pulling some really good between Kamigawa and Ravnica. My brother used to play with me in Ravnica, and we really loved it. I pulled some really amazing rares in that set. We pulled lands, we pulled Birds of Paradise, Surku the Lobotomus. Man, I remember when those cards back in the day were worth lots of money. Now they're like really cheap. Entomb. I can remember when all the decks we used to play with Entomb. But let's get back to not talking about decks I used to make. But let's worry about, like I said, the Commander deck. Canopy Spider. A good little weenie. Reach. 1/3 for 2. New Horizon. Helps with 1/1 counter, plus it adds 2 mana to your mana pool. Nice little aura. Sky Snare Spider, Vigilance Reach, 6/6 for 6. Why not? Another land. This is another card I remember when I was playing back in the day. One of the best takedown for flyers. It wipes out the whole board for flyers. You play people that are like a pest, you drop this, takes all your flyers away. A lot of people like to be cheap and they like to go with flyers a lot. Well, this card will do it for you. If you ever play like another deck with, you know, you're playing a green beatdown deck, just put a couple of these. It takes care of your pest problem. This helps to bring some cards back to your hand. Or you can get 2 with the same name. Swamp. Defile. Never know if you need to get rid of like a pest. An additional cost, you sacrifice a creature. There, you got some tokens. Why not? Draw 3 cards. Helps with card draw. Elvish Fortress. One of my old cards. I was going through some of my cards. I said, hey, what the hell not? It's a Chapman. It helps beef your little spiders up when you need to. Target blocking creature gets 1/0 until the end of turn. Comes in handy. I do have something better, but when you need enchantments to pump up your little boogers, why not? Swift Snare Spider with flash. That's why I put them in here. Give something with flash, with instant. And it has reach, 2/3, but the cost sucks, but it doesn't matter. It's a spider. Forest, foil. Another board wipe. Bane of the Living. Always helps. Swamp. Diabolic Edict. Just to, you know, keep his board wipes down. Peatland. Sacrifice it, you can get another card draw if you have too much mana. Penumbra Spider. Brings it back twice, so that's always a 2 for 1. It dies, you get another 2/1. But it's a black. It's a black token. Forest. Swamp. This deck has a little bit, I put a little extra mana. This helps. Board wipe. Languish. Elvish Fury. I like to buy back. Especially when you're mana flooded. Does help. The buybacks do help on the buybacks. Elvish Curse. Careless. Destroy target creature. I gain 3 life. That helps with gain life. Shape the Sands. Target creature +5 in reach. I mean, I know this deck is mainly reach, but like I said, I do have a couple insects that don't have reach. It does help. More mana. Mana Spider. 3/5 for 5. Not bad at all. One of my favorite spiders. Man, did I fall in love with this spider. I thought I would never find something with a great defense. It's like that crab, ancient crab. But instead it's a spider. 1/5 Spore Cap Spider. I know they reprinted it just recently, but I don't like the reprint. I actually really like this, you know, photo with all the little mushrooms growing on him. Spore Cap Spider. I love pumping him up. Black Sun Zenith, because I had an extra one. Why not? It's a board wipe, and it goes back to your library. Grave Robber Spider. Should definitely always play a Grave Robber Spider when you're playing Gagari. Really helps out. Nice little spider to, you know, pound them. And I just recently saw this when I was building my spider deck, and I was going through some you know, some things I've never seen. Especially I was going through spiders, and it showed me this enchantment, Hidden Spider. When one or more opponents successfully cast a flying creature, Hidden Spider becomes an enchanted, but it becomes a spider as well. It becomes a 3/5 that can block creatures only with flying, but it counts as a spider. I'll take that all day, baby, with a grain of rice. For one, amazing. Like I said, takes out the flying pests. I don't know how to say this, but it's a really good spider from the Amakat block, the Egyptian block. I really like it. Whenever it deals combat damage to a creature, put a 1/1 counter on it. Whenever you put a 1/1 counter on creature, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Another good source of gaining life. Titanic Growth. We all know what that does. Just like a giant growth, but just costs 1 more. This was an interesting card that I accidentally found, but that's what it is. I didn't even know I had it until I started building this. Search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle your library. Delirium. If there are 4 or more cards among cards in your graveyard, instead search your library for a creature card or a land, reveal it, and put it into your hand and shuffle your library. For one, amazing. Especially for this commander deck. It really helps out a lot. Especially when you need to look for a Goliath spider and start pounding her face. I forgot, the Iron Shell Beetle. Gives your card a creature a 1/1. Put it on a spider, why not? Death Sprout. Joey Moss always talks about this card, and dang did I fall in love with it. Great for this commander deck. And then again, you search for a land. Soul Salvage. Return up to 2 target creatures, put them into your hand. I only put this for the indestructible if you need to save a spider with Death Touch. And it's foil. This adds cards to your, put the 2 top cards, the Melding of Dominaria. Put the 2 top cards of your library into your graveyard, then you may return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. That's why I put them in there, to find the quick spiders. Return all cards from your graveyard to the battlefield, and then shuffle your library afterwards. Saga. I like this too, it helps. Stats, and I don't know how to say the other one. Sometimes I can't read these cards, but because I can't see very well. But like I said, I'm enjoying making these videos. Target creature gets 1/1 and it gains Death Touch until the end of turn. And then, of course, I love the other part. Destroy target artifact, creature, or enchantment. Helps out the destroy annoying enchantments, because a lot of people in Commander play a lot of enchantments. That really helps. Undercity Uprising. Creatures you control gain Death Touch until the end of turn. Target creature you control fights, which helps get a pest out of the way. Giant Growth, of course, it would be dumb if you play green and you don't play Giant Growth. You got something wrong. Charm. Never know if you need to give a creature 2/2. Gives target creature 1/1 until the end of turn. Get rid of a pest, or you can gain 1 life. 2 life, I'm sorry. Force of Vigor. Got a lot of them. Might as well. I got 3 in boosters. Might as well. I play 1 in my all green deck. I play 1 in this deck just to get rid of enchantments and artifacts. Forced. Explosive Vegetation. Terror. Sky Shroud Claim. Sentinel Spider. Oh yeah, the spider that is a Sarah Angel. Pow! Love this enchantment. Back when I used to play Marcadian Mask, I almost even forgot this card. But when I saw it, man, it reminded me back in the old days. Creatures you control have O+1 and get blocked though they had reach. But back in the day, they used to say, as though they had flying. Spider Silk Armor. Joey Moss, don't we remember this? Yeah, whenever a creature you control dies, you gain 1 life and draw a card. Foil. It's actually a very beautiful card, that land. I get a lot of people tell me that is one gorgeous land. I really like it because if you just put it into the light, it just shines, and it's just the full art is amazing. Netcaster Spider would be next. Reach 2/3 for 3. Not too shabby. If it blocks flying, it gets 2/0 again. And that is well foil, which I really liked. Twin Silk Spider. The 1/2 with a double creature basically built into it. Snow covered land. Deadly Recluse. A little 1/2 weenie with Death Touch and Reach. But most spiders do have Reach. Venomous Changeling, just to add more of that Death Touch. Hatchery Spider. When I did the tournament, I came in 2nd place, and I came in 3rd place, and I picked up this little bad boy. Date on it when I played, 2018. Sorry, let me get a nice good picture on that. The Hatchery Spider, the Undergrowth. This is where I got my two Assassin's trophies actually when I did the tournament. Hitchclaw Recluse, and the last final card is a swamp that has a really cool picture. If you really liked this video, I know it took a little while, but like I said, I give you deck ideas, enjoy, you know, spending some time out there with you folks, and like I said, if you really enjoy your game, if you really enjoy this game, go spend it with your friends, make some friends, make them learn Magic. It's a really fun game to play. Plus, go play at your local game store. It supports, you know, your community, and you know, it gets people to get out from playing video games all day. That's why I don't get really into Arena. I rather play the real card game, and you know, support, you know, eBay and just certain places that, you know, you can enjoy this game. It helps Target, it helps, you know, your local stores around the neighborhood. And, you know, it just keeps your mind focused. All right, everyone have a great night and have a great evening. Peace.